Hey everyone, and welcome to the weekly watch list. Hopefully, you all had a wonderful, relaxing weekend and are looking forward to Monday to get back to trading. So, starting off here, I'll just do a quick overview of the ES futures and things that I'm kind of looking at. So we can see here this last week we did get our close below that 21 EMA, but these prior pullbacks have been finding support at that -1 ATR. So I am looking for this one to hopefully bounce to the upside. Doesn't mean that it has to do it. We could see more selling pressure coming into the markets, but this is just a place that I've seen in the past now. Where the market usually finds some support, so we could see a bounce at these levels going forward into the week. So now actually looking at plays for this week, the first one I will be looking at is Crocs. So Crocs has got a great uptrend over the last few months, and its structure here is looking just beautiful. So we have a nice daily squeeze here setting up. We get our two yellow histogram bars here, which means we are gaining bullish momentum. We have two closes above the 21 EMA. We also have our stacked EMA, so the structure is ideal to enter to the long side. Would ideally want to see a pullback down to the 8 EMA or that 21 EMA for an actual entry, and if we get that, I will definitely be looking long on this stock for this upcoming week. The next one I'm looking at is Home Depot, and I've had this one on my watch list I think last week as well, but its structure is still being very nice. So we have the daily squeeze. Our histogram is now above this zero line. We're getting that bullish momentum into the stock. We're trading well above that 21. We have our stacked DMAs. To get an entry with this one as well, ideally want to see a pullback to the 8 EMA or the 21 EMA, but its structure here is looking very solid. Another reason I like this one is if we look at the 2-hour time frame, we have a squeeze that is forming here. So this will be one to watch on this 2-hour time frame to see if this one starts to fire to the upside. That may be a catalyst for that daily to start firing to the upside and then getting an entry based off that. So if we get a pullback on that 2-hour to this 21 EMA, I will also be looking for an entry at that level. The next one I'm looking at for the group here is McDonald's. If we look at the daily time frame here, we have our stacked DMAs. We're getting our bullish momentum on the squeeze histogram, and we're trading above the zero line there. The stock price itself is trading above both the 8 EMA and the 21 EMA. Ideally, just like the other ones, want that pullback down to these levels to actually get an entry, but everything on this structure is looking solid. The only thing that is concerning me here is that it's saying it is in a deceleration stage, so hopefully this will switch early in the week for us to get an entry on the stock. Another reason I like this one is it does have a 2-hour that is looking to fire to the long side, and then it also has a 4-hour which is looking solid as well. We do get a loss of momentum on this last histogram bar here, but its structure itself is holding very nicely with our stacked DMAs and trading above the 21 EMA. So those lower time frame squeezes could propel McDonald's to make another push higher on that daily time frame. So this one is looking very solid in my opinion. The next one I'm looking at is Procter Gamble. We do have our histogram bars being red, which is bearish, but our structure is telling us a different story here with stacked DMAs and trading above that 21 EMA. Ideally would like to see a yellow colored bar here to just give us a little more confirmation that this will start to fire to the upside, but its structure alone is telling us very good things. I also like this one as well because this one has a lot of lower time frame squeezes. This one actually has one on the 1-hour. Yes, we do have some bearish momentum with the histogram, but its structure is still holding well. We have our stacked DMAs trading above the 21, so this one still looks good. We have a 2-hour, and this one, just like I said before, its structure is holding up very well. We do have our 2-hour squeeze here. We have our stacked DMAs, so that one is looking solid as well. And then lastly, we also have a 4-hour squeeze with structure just being beautiful as well. So this one, I think that 1-hour time frame squeeze with that firing could make the 2-hour start to fire, then the 4-hour, and then finally this daily will then start to fire to the upside, which is known as the domino effect when you have those lower time frame squeezes start to fire. The last one I'm looking at here is Texas Instruments. So I like Texas Instruments a lot because the semiconductors sector itself is being very strong right now, and this is one of the entities that is within that sector. And I think that with those semiconductors making another push higher, TXM will just push along with that as the squeeze will then start to fire to that upside. So we can look here, we have a histogram well above zero with the bullish momentum. Our price is trading above that 21. We have our stacked DMA, so everything about the structure does look very solid. And then if we look at some lower time frames, we do have a couple of squeezes that are setting up here as well. So the 2-hour time frame, we have a squeeze that is looking to fire to the upside. Did have this reversion back to the 8 EMA, which I think will bounce off of that to the upside to go farther. And then if we look at the 4-hour time frame, we do have, yes, some bearish momentum on the squeeze histogram, but structure and the stacked DMAs are still very prevalent here with trading above that 21. So its structure is still very solid, and I think this one could make another push up into these all-time highs. So this is the weekly watch list. Hopefully it gives you all a couple more stocks to look at this week and potentially get trades off of. Let's go out there Monday and start making some money. Have a great day, everyone.